Let's continue in the East, and let's talk about the Montreal Canadiens, who won their final game of the season to clinch a spot in the playoffs against the Washington Capitals, who finished as the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And this is a rematch 15 years in the making, because back in 2010, Washington, 1 seed, took on the 8th seed Montreal Canadiens, and what happened? The Habs upset them. This feels like deja vu. Can it happen again? Possibly, and we'll get to that. Let's talk about what's been going on with both these teams, starting with the Caps. Obviously, the great chase that Ovi was on was spectacular, so much fun to watch. But it also seems like it drained the energy out of this team a little bit down the stretch. Because if you're looking back at their record from around the end of March, it's the 3rd worst record in the league. That's a problem. And they really haven't been able to right the ship. And I think the Habs will look at that coming in playing playoff hockey for the past 2 months. Or at least since the Four Nations, they've been one of the best teams in the league, top 10 team in the league. They've been playing playoff hockey, and now they get a team who's kind of limping in. If I'm the Caps, I'm concerned about this series. Now, if you're looking at experience, the Montreal Canadiens will be the youngest team in the playoffs by far. So there's a lot of inexperience there when it comes to the playoffs, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're lesser than the Capitals. Because if you look at Washington, I mean, outside of Ovechkin and John Carlson, who were there when they won a Stanley Cup, there's a lack of playoff experience there as well, right? Chikrin's played, 9 games, I believe, for Arizona back in the bubble. You're looking at a guy like Dubois, who's got limited experience, and Beauvillier and Strome. Ryan Leonard obviously he's barely played in the NHL. Their goaltenders don't have many starts combined together. The edge in goal, I think, is 50-50. Sam Montembeault's been pretty good. I mean, the other two are, at one point, I think Logan Thompson should have been in the mix probably for a Vezina. There isn't that big of an edge in goaltending, and that could benefit the Montreal Canadiens as well. And they have nothing to lose. I mean, I don't like saying that, but they really don't. I mean, they're ahead. This is year 3 of their rebuild. They wanted to be in the mix, and they're in the playoffs. So, I mean, if they get bumped in the first round, so be it. So I think they're playing with house money in this series, and that's scary for the Washington Capitals. And 2 of their best players have been to the Stanley Cup Finals before, Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki. They were part of that Montreal Canadiens team in 2021 that made a run to the Stanley Cup Finals. So there is some experience on that side. I think they're a scary team to play. I think home ice for Montreal is huge in this series. That Bell Center can create an incredible atmosphere. Imagine how hot they'll be for the playoffs. You saw what it was like down the stretch. You saw when Demidov went on a rookie lap. That place was going to blow up. The roof was going to explode off that place. Now imagine them in the playoffs. And I think if you're a Habs fan, you're probably thinking, hey, we might lose this series, but the Caps don't look that great. They're stumbling into the playoffs. Give us the Caps. We can take these guys down. And that's the way I'm leaning. I know that's crazy, but I'm going with a big upset here. I'm going the Habs in 7 games to beat the Washington Capitals. How about that?